Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to Make Something Fabulous Tuesday. No, welcome to my Surface Anthology and Chalk Mercantile live, right? I want to show you guys how to make this painted wood bead garland that I'm really excited about. So first thing I got to do is make sure everything is streaming the right way. It is. Let me grab that link and get it over to my text group, people. All right. Off it goes. If you're interested in joining my text group, I will text you when I'm going live. That's mostly what I use it for. Just text hi to 860-385-6369. All right, let me close that. I also wanted to let everybody know, for those of you that are local in Connecticut, Shannon's got some snowmen. We've got snow here. Shannon, do you have it there? Hi there. Hey, Amanda. So now we have two people from Washington, right? Amanda and Shannon. And Amanda's got a cute little Christmas tree. Hey, you guys. So, if you're local, unlike Shannon and Amanda, I am feeling much, much better. But you know what happens now, Shannon? You know, after you get over a bad cold, and I was sanding before, right? Recording some tutorials for our membership. And that little bit of dust just irritates me. And I have to remember to put on a mask because your throat, you know, it takes, as we get older, it takes longer to heal, I think. But for those of you that are local to Connecticut, I now have a very small space at G's Treasures in Deep River. And the address is 156 Main Street in Deep River. Hey, Cheryl. Hi there. And I think Shannon is saying you've got snow, right? Cheryl, you don't have snow down in Virginia, do you? Hey, Danielle. Hey, who's got snow? I'm so excited. Today it's sunny and we've got a couple of inches of snow. It looks like a winter wonderland. I love it. But I have, so at G's Treasures, Chalk Mercantile has a little space there. And again, it's 156 Main Street in Deep River, right? If you sneeze, you're through this town. It's a little New England town along the Connecticut River. No, ma'am, right? Now, you probably got rain. How about you, Danielle? Did you get snow in Pennsylvania? So anyway, let me tell you what I have in this space. I've got all my mud paint colors. I've got Miss Mustard Seed milk paint, Miss Mustard Seed, all the different color waxes, the hemp oil. I've got the milk, the mud paint, the really nice wax that they have, the clear wax there. I've got iron orchid mold and iron orchid clay, and then some other goodies that I've made that I don't have any room for. Oh, and Danielle is saying, I've got some snow and more is coming Thursday. Yep. But I think, you know, I hope we're getting snow on Thursday. I said to my husband this morning, oh my God, are we going to get snow? And he says, it might be rain. I hope it's snow. Oh no, Shannon says we had snow last week for a few days and you got stuck in it. See, that's the really downside, right? And Cheryl is saying, sunny today, weather coming Thursday, it may be ice. Cheryl, that to me, right there, ice. I remember the ice storm way back in the 70s when I was a kid. And it was so bad. We had a bad ice storm and we lost power. So ice is the worst. It's heavy, coats everything. It's dangerous. So be careful. Yeah, Shannon, it is exciting. It's really funny. It is that big giant bookcase, which isn't so giant when you're trying to put in stuff. So hopefully I'll be able to expand at some point. But also for those that are local, if you order from chalkmercantile.com, you can pick it up there. So just let me know if you want to do that and I will make it happen. So I'm obsessed with garlands and do you guys know Terrain, right? That really fancy kind of outdoorsy home decor shop. It's related to anthropology. Right, Cheryl is saying it's beautiful but dangerous. Absolutely. And Cheryl, you're right. When you have that sun hitting the trees when they're coated, it's gorgeous. But man, it's dangerous. Black ice is the worst. So everybody be careful. But Terrain has these really pretty garlands. And I'm like, I've got a big box of wooden beads. For those of you that are in the membership, I did do a workshop, God, probably 2 years ago, where I coated the beads with, I believe it was the Venetian plaster and paints, and created this really kind of crusty, pretty finish. Well, I think Terrain was looking at my garland. Now, I don't know, but I saw a garland on Terrain, and it was all crusty and really pretty color, so I wanted to make it. Amanda is saying, just gray and cloudy with no rain. You know, but those days, I call those like cozy days where you just want to grab a blanket and some hot cocoa and just like read a good book or space out, right? So those are good days to do that, Amanda. But anyway, I really wanted to do this. So I'm doing it with chalk paint. We don't have to use, millions of layers. And it took me a while, I don't know why, to figure out how to paint beads. I think it's really funny. All I do is throw them in a bowl and roll them around. Let me show you how I do that. Because I wanted to create, these are all dry, and of course I dry them on wax paper, which is really, really, really easy. Shannon is saying, the dangerous part is the dummy dum-dum who thinks he could drive full speed in his big truck. Absolutely. People don't realize, right, when you're driving, you've got 4 points, or 2 if you're in a motorcycle. 4 little points that are on the road, right? They're actually connected to the road. And they think that, if they have a big truck, I mean, it happens here all the time. And we see these big trucks just fly right off into the woods. It's really scary. And you're right, you need to slow down, wait, sometimes waiting just an hour for the plows to get out and for them to sand and salt, right? Makes all the difference. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Thanks for joining me today. So I'm showing you how to make a little garland, and it's really easy. But let me show you the colors, right? So here are my beads, and I just wanted a really rustic, kind of earthy red, and this is called library red, and I used some off-white as my base. See, Cheryl says, and that's why I hibernate in winter like a bear. Absolutely, bears is smart, right? And you, Cheryl, it's crazy to be out on those roads, and to me, I always say, unless you have a head wound or somebody is really sick, it's safest to kind of stay put and wait, right? Hey, Renee, hello. Thanks for joining us. So to paint the beads, all I do is I take a little bit of paint. Now this is kind of old. It's really thick. You can add a little water, but I wanted it to be crusty. Hey, Joni. This is so nice to see you again. Yay! Did you all catch Joni's, God, Joni, what was that called? The mystery. Joni joined this kind of challenge where they get a mystery box of products, right? And she has to make something. She can't open it before. She puts on the camera, opens the envelope, and Joni made this really beautiful Christmas decor tree with a cute little Santa. It was really adorable. And I was watching Joni, and I know I would have freaked out. And Joni handled it really well and came up with something really great. Shannon, you saw it, right? Wasn't it fabulous? The Mystery Box Challenge. You're brave. All right, so here are my beads. This is the first layer. And this is with, by the way, Joni's line. It's DIY paint, and this is vintage linen. And I love this color, Joni. It's like It reads as white, but it's off, so it's not like super bright. Cheryl says, I only saw Royce's, which Joni sent to Royce. Oh, wait, I gotta go watch that too. I gotta catch up on all of them. Joni, how many were there? There were a bunch, right? All right, so there's my wooden beads. I just throw them in with my paint. And again, I want kind of a crusty, irregular application. So you could just kind of watch them as they get coated. And you can make them as covered or not as you want. All right. And then all you do is take this, push these out, and then right onto the wax paper and let them dry. That's how easy that is. So they're going to be over there drying. Now, for the dried ones, let's string them up. Joni, were you stressed out during that? Because you seemed really calm to me. I would have been like, all right, everybody, help me out. Tell me what to do with this. Give me some ideas. Okay. So I've got my waxed linen. This stuff is really, really strong, but it's really thin because you can't use anything that's too thick or it won't go through. Oh my God. Weathered wings. Joni is weathered wings. She's saying, you're making me hungry for chocolate malt balls. It is like, they're like little chocolates, right, Joni? And Joni and I and Tammy of Flippin' Furniture were just talking about how to kind of start cutting out carbs, right, out of our diets. And now you're talking about chocolate malt balls. Mm. Oh, and Cheryl's saying fancy hippie chick. Oh, I love that. And Joni's saying, stressed wasn't the word. You freaked out a little? So it must have been all internal, right? That to me, I'm like, what if I got some product that I've never used in my life? I would just die. Oh, all right. So I'm taking my waxed linen. You got to kind of cut it. You don't have to cut it, but it's easier just to cut it at the length that you want, right? Put that away. And I'm going to get a little bit closer here. Go solo for a sec. You guys can see my coffee. Oh my God. A-B. Yes. Like I did. Oh, Joni. I gotta go catch all those. I want to see Royce's. I want to see everybody's mystery box, what they ended up doing. All right. I have a little pencil here. This is a really old pencil. I collect old pencils. It's another problem I have, along with old rulers. This is a number 3 from the Gustav Fisher Company in Hartford, Connecticut. Isn't that a riot? But I just have this just in case the paint blobs in there and you can't get your thread through. And you just have to take this first one and you want to leave some extra on the end so you can hang your garland if you want, but you just tie it and just make a knot. And you guys, you could add beads to this. You could add anything at all, anything you could string. Just like that. And then you just string these on. And in the Terrain catalog, they just have this shape, this size. I'm going to vary mine if I could only thread these on. Why was this so easy when I wasn't on camera? Oh my God. Come on. There we go. So I'm just putting them on like this. And then you've got this last one, right? That ties, it stops them all from kind of hopping off. Honestly, this was like so easy. I'm not going to get a needle. I am not, but if you do have trouble like I am now, you can use a tapestry needle. Oh my goodness. See, Joni, that's what would happen to me. I would be like on camera and then everything would start going wrong and I'd be like, oh my gosh. All right. But I love this. And the other thing you could do that I thought would be beautiful is once they're strung, right? Look at how pretty those are. You can just take your brush, kind of brush along with some size, right, for gilding, and then just roll and do it very irregular, kind of spotty, and then put a little bit of gold leaf on it. It would be beautiful. Shannon saying, oh, I love old rulers. Yeah, I found a really old art set too. It's not fancy, but you love it. Absolutely. Shannon, I have a porcelain palette from, God, it's from the 1800s. It's beautiful. It's French. It's porcelain, and I used it all through art school. And then I gave it to my son Christopher, who went to art school. And I love this thing. It's just beautiful, and it's indestructible. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And if you go to the Terrain catalog, they have this done in like a minty green, an off-white, a kind of a red that's not quite like this. But again, I didn't want this to be a super bright red. You could do it in like a very, very bright color. It would look really cool. But I wanted it like this, something more subdued. Yes, gold leaf. That is fancy hippie check. Oh, I like that. Fancy hippie check. Gold leaf on earthy beads. Wouldn't it be beautiful, Cheryl? Honestly. I love that. All right. So put a few more on. And then, I mean, if you really, well, I guess you can't, you know, if you look at strings of pearls, they have knots, right? They knot after every one, but our string is too fine. But you could add like little glass beads or something between this, and that would be really, really beautiful. But look at that, gorgeous, right? And then if you get, this is one of those, now I have to come out a little bit. Solo, move out. So have any of you tried not eating carbs? Right, and we're talking about this at the holidays, which, right? What do I make on Christmas Eve but shrimp scampi? The next day is lasagna. Oh my God, Joni. It's gonna be brutal. Brutal. But you can take like a ring like this. Now this I was using for that workshop I did for the membership. So I actually glued it closed. It's on a brass ring. But I would paint the beads in this technique, then put them on the ring and glue it closed. But yeah. Cheryl saying the color reminds me of the terracotta pots of Indian Earth makeup bronzer from the 80s. Oh my God, Cheryl, that's hilarious. Remember that from, we had like a local like head shop. I grew up in Portland, Connecticut. Across the bridge in Middletown was Wesleyan University, right? And they would have this shop that we would go to and get those really beautiful India tops. And they had that makeup. That's the original Bare Minerals, right? That kind of mineral makeup. It's super cool. But that's it, you guys. This is a really, really easy technique. Use up your little pots of paint that you have laying around and make a really pretty garland. You could also make these really small and make little ornaments, I don't know, little doodads, right? Oh, you see that? Oh, Cheryl, I love that, right? Cheryl's saying, that's what January 2nd for is. New Year's resolution and dieting. I know. And I have found, oh my God, and I hate saying this, because I don't know if it's as much age as it is the older we get, the more sedentary we get, right? We're not running around like we did when we were young, but man, it packs on. And it doesn't hurt, help that we've been indoors for like 2 years during this pandemic. But anyway, that's our little tutorial for today. I did put in, if you guys go to my Instagram, you click on the bio, I have like a little link tree. If you want to buy this fabulous DIY paint, just click on Weathered Wings and you can grab it from her website. And I love it. I love this paint. I would love to carry it. But in the meantime, that's the way to get it, right? And Joni's fabulous. Deborah, you didn't get notified. You just got notified. Oh, sometimes that happens, right? Deborah, watch the replay. We just made this really cute little garland, right? Very sweet. Everybody, oh wait, Sandy's saying, she's baking. She's baking. Thanks. Speaking of carbs, I'm baking an apple pie. Oh, I love apple pie. Joni, here I am. I'm going to cough this dust. What are we going to do with all these delicious holiday treats? It's age. Take it from this 72-year-old grandmother that Deborah says. Oh my goodness. I know. And Deborah, as we age though, we're not moving around as much, It's true. Oh, Michelle says me too. So you got yours late too? Or you're baking an apple pie. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I think I'm going to try to come live again on Friday. I've got a lot of wrapping I have to do. Enjoy every bite, Cheryl is saying. Absolutely. Oh, my goodness. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Joni. But I'm going to try to come on again either Thursday or Friday, doing something fun. Remember, for those of you that are local, I have a small space at G's Treasures. It's 156 Main Street in Deep River. They're there 7 days a week. And let me tell you, that shop is packed with fabulous stuff. Oh, and the Surface Anthology membership is just open for a couple of days. I sent out some emails. And if you want to join again before it goes up next year, join us over there, surfaceanthology.com. Click on membership. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll see you again very, very soon. Happy painting and happy